This is what happens when men are in charge. Why take the robot to the doctor? Twilight Zone Tuesday, I am talking about the episode The Mighty Casey. This was an episode that I said I remembered a little bit of, but I didn't really remember the end. And yeah, the ending of this one made me laugh. So, this episode opens at baseball tryouts for the Zephyrs. They are either not a good team or everybody trying out just isn't that great. They bring out their pitcher, or like a pitcher to try out, Casey, and he gets hit in the head with a baseball. It just like dunk and like bounces right off. And I go, this dude's a robot. And then guess what? We find out that the dude actually is a robot. Casey is pitching the ball to people. It's going up, down, all over the place. There's smoke coming off of it. They decide that they are going to sign him, but they're not going to tell anyone that he's a robot. Safe bet. The coach is sitting there talking with him, and you can just tell Casey just does not know a lot about anything, but he can throw a mean fastball. So there's a montage of games happening and newspaper headlines, and the Zephyrs are just doing great. And then Casey gets hit in the head with a ball, and for some reason it affects him this time, and he ends up in the hospital. So the doctor's like, this dude doesn't have a pulse, he's not even alive, and they have to tell him that he's a robot, which I think is hilarious. Like, why would they take him to the hospital? Why wouldn't they just have the doctor that built him look over him and make sure that he's okay? Because this doctor is the team physician, he has to report this to the baseball committee guys. This is what happens when men are in charge. Why take the robot to the doctor? I mean, maybe they had to because everybody saw him get hit and he needed to see the team physician, but like, I would have made something up. This is just the one piece that I'm not getting with this. The conversation that happens between the head of the baseball committee and the two coaches is actually really funny. They determine that because he doesn't have a heart, he is not considered human, so they're going to give him a heart so that he will be considered a man by the baseball committee. So Casey gets his heart, he comes back to play, and he decides, you know what, I actually want to go into social work because he wants to help people and because of this fucking heart. The doctor that built Casey ends up giving the coach the blueprint on how to like make a robot like him. And Rod Serling tells us that the Zephyrs end up losing and they kind of go into oblivion, he says, and that there is another team that pops up and it has really good pitchers and none of them smile very much. I personally did not love this episode. I did read that it was the lowest rated episode in the first season. I'm trying to think because I feel like there was a worse episode, but I can't come up with it off the top of my head. I'll have to go through all the episodes when I finish season 1. I did like that it basically all took place at the baseball field at the stadium. There was, you know, a scene in a locker room and a scene in the hospital, but otherwise it was basically on the field, and I did really like that. Thank you for listening to me talk about another episode of The Twilight Zone. If you like these videos, subscribe because I do them every Tuesday. Next week, I'm talking about the episode A World of His Own, and it is the last episode of the first season.